Food is culture. I've said this time and time again.
Oh, Lord,
the
last 10 years.
And I can't think of an easier or better or faster way to understand the culture of a host country than to share in their foods, to break bread with them. When in Rome, Sorry.
We need to do the whole thing over again.
That's what we're about to.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Justin.
I'm Leah.
And we make videos to share with you what our life's been like since we decided to get up, get out, and get gone.
One of the most unique experiences that we've had is being able to try the local cuisine. I think what's endeared us to a lot of hosts that have invited us into their families and their celebration and their culture is that we don't turn away anything that is placed in front of us. Because some people spend a lot of money to lay out an experience for us.
Can't say we've liked everything we've tried.
But we've tried it.
That's the important thing.
That's the thing.
But anyway, we're going to get into the foods right now and start sharing with you some of the wildest, strangest, craziest things we've eaten. I think all those terms are a little problematic because it's just food from these countries and we're calling it weird, strange. It's our judgment. But you know what? A lot of Westerners put that judgment when they're traveling up on that food, but we're not them. We're better than them. They're not like, I can't.
No, you can't.
I can't, because I'm the there. I forgot that part. I'm the there. I want to clarify, we do this for the culture. We're not doing this just to have shock value on our YouTube channel.
And we're also hoping that by sharing our experiences, it gives you a different insight on how you can approach foods when you decide that you want to travel abroad. What is your most memorable culinary experience before we got together?
So I was in China, see?
Oh God, here we go with the stories.
This is a great story. My first trip abroad was straight into China. Like I went to the other side of the world. We went up to this restaurant and we threw down $100 and said, feed us as much as you can. And they're like, holy cow, how about a snake meal? Yeah, sure, snake sounds great. People started rolling up on motorbikes with snake tanks on the back. So I started inspecting the snakes as if I knew what I was doing. Like looking at the tips, looking at the mouth, trying to open it up and see its teeth. They don't have teeth. So then I ended up picking a snake. I gave it to him and the chef puts it on a nail through both of its eyes, hammers its head in, and then skins it alive. The owner of the restaurant says, please come with me. And he brings out these shot glasses and says, for us, with us, please, with us. And then he hands me something and it looks red. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Maybe wine or something? So we slam it back and the iron-based flavor let me know that I was drinking snake's blood. And then what's that green stuff? Snake bile. So I shoved it down. But I did it for the culture. And then we had an 11-course meal, every part of which had the snake in it. And we were so freaking high because of the adrenaline that gets pumped through the body of the snake. It's all spine, right? I get so freaked out because I think we've been drugged because this is my first time abroad and I'm an ignorant little American white boy. So that was my first big culinary experience. It was awesome. I love it to this day. And the food was really good too. Point is, be willing to try something. Would I do something that's equally strange today? I think I would.
Yeah, you would. My first international food experience was when I attended college abroad in Scotland. They eat a dish called haggis. Haggis is the innards of sheep. It's all mixed in with oats and spices. It's cooked inside of a sheep's stomach. I ate haggis throughout the entire semester that I was abroad. And I brought back like cans and cans of it, thinking that everybody was gonna share my culinary experience. Nobody saw my vision. And I opened up a whole can and my mom took a whiff of it and she was like, oh, but she did try it.
See, she did try it. As you may know, Lee and I met in South Korea. And it was a very short courtship because she fell in love with me almost instantly. And one of the first things that made me an appealing suitor for her was the fact that she said, I would like to try live octopus. Are you down? I said, am I down? And on like date 4, and I know this might be one of the more controversial dishes because of everyone's understanding of the fact that they're sentient beings and they can solve problems better than most 5-year-olds. So I get that, but I also get that they're tasty. I also get that it was part of the culture.
I really, really enjoyed live octopus. I enjoyed the simplicity of it. It's octopus with
sesame oil
and
and
sesame
a dipping
sauce.
Oh yeah, the dipping sauce. Yeah.
It was
simple.
Yeah, and delicious. Another thing that Justin and I have basically adopted in the culture is trying the dish first before we know what it is. One time that we went into this mom and pop shop, spoke no Korean, and they had pictures on the menu. Here's a picture of what we ordered. I remember the lady was like, are you sure?
Yeah, she was trying to tell us like,
she was like,
no.
I'm like,
yes,
no, we're
I want it.
Yeah.
And the more she said no, the more you're like, no, you doubled down. Like, I dare you to try to not let me have this. You were gonna eat that no matter matter what.
So we got this huge plate with this mound of this food. I love the way that it was seasoned. It was spiced
spicy.
really nice.
Yes.
It was
The texture.
The texture almost melted in your mouth. She spoke in the Papago,
she spoke in the Papago, and she said,
and it translated to fish sex organs.
And she was so embarrassed. She was like, oh.
She was like,
and we're like,
yeah.
And she was like, okay. If you're traveling abroad, there's a pretty good chance you're going to come across some insects to eat. And South Korea is no exception because they have silk larvae there. They sell it at the bus side. You reach your arm out, give them the money, they give you a cup of something. I didn't know what it was, so I just grabbed it and took it. And then I started drinking it, and I'm like, oh, there's something in there. And it was silkworm larva.
You liked it.
I did, because I was cold AF, because there's no heat on that bus.
Silkworm larvae did not pass the vibe check for me. It's one of the first foods that I tried when I went to Korea, and I was making a video for my daughter about expanding her culinary tastes. I failed. I took a bite, and all of the bug juice, and you didn't even get an opportunity to taste it before it just burst into your mouth. And so I was like, yeah, no. But I tried it.
You gotta try it.
After Korea, Justin and I moved to Vietnam. It's the boot camp. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh.
Vietnam is a boot camp that will prepare you to eat food anywhere in the world.
The Vietnamese chef told me, he's like, you have to consider the elements like earth, wind, sky. All of that is taken into consideration when they're making the dish. They don't waste anything. And I don't think there's been fresher cuisine.
I don't think there's anything that you haven't eaten on a chicken, is there?
I've eaten everything on the chicken. Tongues, beaks, eyeballs, chicken combs, the wattles. I forgot what the wattles are called. All the way down to the butt, which, by the way, is also
and
popular.
Feet.
Oh, feet.
And use the nails to clean out his teeth.
Yeah. I saw an old man after he got finished with the chicken feet at a very nice restaurant. There we were all well dressed, and he decided to take the claw and clean out his teeth. I was like, brilliant, brilliant, because I can't say that everyone practiced the same kind of dental hygiene as that man did. I mean, it could have a cultural significance of like storing some sort of power of the cock. I'm just saying, the phallus is an important symbol throughout many cultures. Don't act like you don't appreciate a good phallus. I'm gonna get French on you, even though we're in Vietnam. You know escargot? You know what that is? Snail? Nothing compared to Vietnamese ốc. It's everywhere. It has a multitude of recipes that come along with it. There are varietals. It is something they eat for breakfast with boon noodles, boon ốc. In Nha Trang, we took our motorbike and went off the beaten path, and we roll up on this little cafe, and they said, ốc cafe. So that's all we had. And we're like, sure, let's get those. And they steamed them with ginger. Or maybe it was lemongrass. It was lemongrass. And they brought it out on this plate. And Leah and I ate them, and we wanted more. And we thought they were charging us like almost $100. And it was really, they were charging us $3. It was beautiful.
My boss took us on a really great trip to introduce us to authentic Vietnamese cuisine. And one of the things that I really enjoyed is duck blood soup. Slit the duck's throat and they poured it into a soup. But for as long as they let it sit, it became a little bit like gelatinous, and it was delicious. It had a really irony taste. I don't know how to describe that the iron actually adds to the taste. We've also had pig blood soup. Pig's blood soup is a little bit richer.
I like duck blood better. I just think the way that duck blood soup was so lightly seasoned, but yet it was so flavorful, and it had like these very distinct flavors that didn't overpower each other. Like when you got it nicely done, because you can get some really cheap duck blood soup, but you get the nice stuff. It is chef's kiss, for real. It really, really is. Now we're moving on to what I think is Leah's favorite food in Vietnam.
What?
Balut?
Balut.
Okay, balut's gonna be hard to explain.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not.
It's a duck embryo.
It's inside the egg, right?
Yes.
You have a partially developed duck embryo.
Listen, balut is so delicious. You crack the egg open and it's still surrounded by embryonic fluid. And you drink it. And then you take the duck out and you eat it. Now, you're not crunching on bones because the fetus is not fully developed, but there's a little bit of feathers on it, but it doesn't taste like feathers. Just follow me here. It is so meaty. It is so meaty. And you, sir, are correct. It is my favorite food thus far that I have eaten abroad.
I'm purposefully leaning in so you can see how solemn my face is. So I'm going to try to get through the story as quickly as I can.
Without rocking?
And as composed as I can, because it's it's just it's a little traumatic. And you can also fast forward if you don't want to hear this, but I think you do. In Vietnam, you have very specific times in which you can eat. And if you miss that opportunity, you're going to be hungry because no one's going to give you food because they're not working. They're not making food right then. I did pass a place that I passed many, many, many times, and it was out of the correct lunch hour. But I noticed they still had people out front working, and they still had people out front serving food. So I rolled up to this joint. I picked my meats. I picked my greens. It was like a little buffet, if you will. And she said, okay. She dumps extra into my plate. And then of course I go to sit down and eat. And this one particular bite was so good. I didn't know exactly what I was eating, and that's often the case with us.
Yeah.
We just eat it.
Yeah.
We just eat it, and we're like, I don't know what that was. I walked to the front. I pointed that meat. And I'm like, I want a little more. And I tried to, and through rough Vietnamese that I did not know, ask her what it was. And she points out front to a man, and I get a closer look, and he is stitching up the fur that had come off a white dog that I used to see lying out front of that very establishment when I drove to work. The dog wasn't there. I didn't think much of it, but I looked at her, I looked at the dog, and she shook her head, and I pointed at the meat, and she pointed at the dog, and I just gave her my 100,000 VND and rode off with tears streaming down my cheek because I had just consumed dog. Here's the worst part about this story. It was delicious. I am so sorry, but it was delicious. And I feel like I'm gonna go to hell because I enjoyed it. I really do. What you need to know about how dog is consumed and why dog is consumed. So it's mostly consumed by men. The reason you eat the dog is you want to take in the power of the dog. So I'm really surprised that they were just serving this up on the side of the road. You also don't really eat pets.
Dogs are not pets in Vietnam, though.
It's changing, it's slowly changing, but you don't eat a dog that lives at your house and works at your house. You don't eat your guard dog. You find strays, you chase them down, and you bludgeon them to death.
Do we want to put that in the video?
I want to keep it 100.
All right. It's a source of meat.
Source
like
of
in
meat.
France, they eat horse. We don't eat horse. We eat cow. They don't eat cow in India.
Right.
So it's just literally part of the culture.
It is part of the culture.
Or almost all of the cuisine that we've eaten at Vietnam has been delicious.
Absolutely delicious. Like the fact that everything is stupid fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've had people go out to the front of the restaurant, cut off the lettuce that's going to go into our greens, and you're like, wow. I can't think of any country more excited or more willing to share in their cuisine with you as a visitor than Taiwan. We have been taken to so many homes and fed. We've been taken to so many people's favorite night markets because while the food might be the same at this street market as it is at this night market,
Two completely different tastes.
Two completely different tastes, and everyone has their favorite recipe,
Yes.
right? And their favorite chef. And how many people bought us free food at the market in Taiwan?
Oh, yeah.
People just come up like, oh, you need to try these. And we're like, who are you? You were picked up in Taiwan.
What? Oh!
You were picked up in Taiwan.
Yes. There's no stranger danger in Taiwan. Somebody swung by and was like, oh, you can't walk, it's too high. And have no idea who these people are. If I went missing, that would be the end of it. Took me to their house, fed me.
They fed you.
And then took me to the bus stop. I have no idea who these people are.
Never saw them again.
Never saw them again.
Century eggs. I was actually introduced to in China. But you take a duck egg or a chicken egg and you preserve it. And that preservation of it, it turns the white of the egg amber, the prettiest translucent amber. And the yellow or orange yolk gets turned into a very dark slate gray that has a little ammonia-esque part of the egg, the snappy, springy texture when you bite into that amber part of the egg, and creamy. It's almost like you added cream to the egg yolk.
There's
Did you
something
even try
about
it?
No, I didn't even
Whoa,
sample it.
you didn't even try it?
I didn't even
We're
sample
going back
it.
just to make her try it,
No,
folks.
we're not.
We don't turn away anything that is placed in front of us.
Yes, we are. But in China, they will take that century egg and they'll chop it up and they put it over a blended coffee milk ice drink. No, I bet it's so rich and flavorful. Stinky tofu. And this is what probably many of you expected us to talk about because I don't know how many countless Westerner videos have been made about stinky tofu. In fact, we made one. Go check it out right here. Again, something that I was introduced to back in Guangzhou. We used to refer to it as tofu that farts up wind.
Stinky tofu in itself is a whole experience.
We used to live beneath a stinky tofu restaurant, and that's a little hard when it smells like the juices that are coming out of a French Quarter trash truck the day after Mardi Gras. It's a nice healthy. It's a healthy
It's
brine.
supposed to be like a healthy thing.
brine, and it's fermented, and it's good for you. It really started out as a health food.
So our first experience is just like, we can say that we tried it. But then we also found that people cooked it a lot of different ways. And again, completely different experience.
Oh yeah, Sunday took us to her favorite night market. There were fries. So basically it's fried stinky tofu, and then you dip it in. And that was good. That was tolerable.
We finished the whole thing.
By no means was that the full extent of what we've actually eaten that would be considered strange or exotic foods. But nonetheless, that is some of our most memorable experiences.
Yeah. I would be interested to see if there is any food that we have been talking about that you absolutely are like, no, would not try.
Or leave a comment on the foods that you have already tried and the ones that you think are absolutely delicious, like century eggs, because I know some of y'all love them.
So that leads us to our next question. When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Like, confess to the entire world that I accidentally ate dog in Vietnam and now have to worry about what kind of consequences follow this.
That's a first.
All right. Remember, it's never too late to get up, get out, and get gone.
We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining us.
Chỉ là mức độ nào đòi hỏi nhau